Okay, if you haven't received any email from no reply at sage1.my, also you can register for Sage Business Cloud Accounting by logging to our website pwholdings.lk. And you can click free trial. You can enter your details. If you are in Asia, you can select Malaysia. You can enter your company name, first name, last name, mobile number, email address and password, and enter this access code. And you can select, these are not optional, you can select any Excel or, and like this you can select that what you currently use and uses years in business, and tick this I accept the terms and condition and sign up. Then again you will receive an mail from Sage Business Cloud Accounting, and you can confirm and you can log into the system. Okay, you can type accounting.sage1.asia, and you need to enter your email address and password, and you can log into the system. Okay, like that you can register for that Sage Business Cloud Accounting trial version. And then we will move to how to set up your company settings. Okay, go to company, change company settings. Okay, from here you can enter your company details. First, company details, your company name, telephone number, fax number, mobile contact name, and postal address and physical address. And there are few options. First one is actually Sage Business Cloud Accounting has special feature. If you are your invoices, quotations, sales orders or receipts, you can directly email to your customers. Okay, and if you are sending emails, there are two options. Email, use this email for communication, and use no reply accounting.sage1my as from address. Okay, if you tick first option, your all communication emails sent from this email address, and if you select second option, those email will send as no reply at accounting.sage1.my. okay, and if you want to send your company emails from your company name, you can use this, you can enter email address here, then that receiver can view your email address. Then there will be a CC. Now for an example, if your company owner wants to view, or he wants to get a copy of each email you are sending to customers or suppliers, so you can you have that owner has that option. If you want to CC to any other email address, you can type this email address, and you can tick this option, always CC this email address. Okay, then when you are sending an email, this email owner also get an copy. Then after you enter these details, you can save. Now you can enter that you can enter dummy details for your company. Okay, you can take a couple of minutes and you can enter your company details. Okay, next we'll move to additional company information. From here, you can enter statutory information of your company. First, company tax number. If you are a VAT registered company, you may have a VAT number. That VAT number you can enter here. Okay. Then you can enter your company registered name, registration number. Then tax office means if you are paying tax, you are normally pay to Inland Revenue. So that details you can enter here. Then entity type, that is whether your company is a company limited by guarantee, foreign company, limited liability partnership, private limited, public limited, or sole proprietor. From this drop down menu, you can select your entity type. Then you can add your additional company information such as your company city, state, country. Then major industry codes. Actually, this major industry code not using in Sri Lanka, especially in US and other countries use, and they have different code for different industries. And at the moment, Sri Lanka is not using that industry code. And if you are available, you can add industry code from here. You can add code description, and if you want to add any codes, by clicking this plus mark, you can add codes. Okay. After enter this additional company information, you can save. Okay. Now you can enter in your company statutory information. And one more thing, when you are entering these company details and additional information, when you are designing your invoice layouts or your quotation purchase order layouts, you can directly pick those details from this company details and additional company details. In additional company information, these details you can directly link to the invoice layout. We will discuss when we are doing that designing part. And if you want, you can record this lecture series. Okay, next we will move to customer zone. Customer zone is actually it's an additional feature of Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Now, when you are sending emails, I'll show you example. Okay, after you enter an invoice, you can directly email your invoices, quotations, or sales orders to customer. So when you are sending an email, with that email there will be a link, so customer can click that link and they can view that customer invoices, quotations, sales orders, customer receipts, and they can view their outstanding statement or customer statement. So this option is first you can enable customer zone by ticking this tick box. Okay, if you are tick this customers enable your accounting customer zone, your customers can view their statement online. Okay, if you are untick that customers cannot view their statements. So first if you are enable your customer zone, then there are two options, invoice and quotes. If you take this option, your customers can view only invoices and quotations only. And second option is invoices and account history. And if you select this option, your customers can view their invoices, sales orders, receipts, customer statement, and outstanding invoices, all the transactions they can view. Okay, and first if you want to enable your customer zone, you can tick this option. Then customers can view, and especially they are not logged into a system. When you are sending email, invoice, quotation, or sales order, with that email you can send a link. By clicking that link, customer can log into that customer zone. There's no any password or login details. Just click that link. They can go to customer zone and they can view their invoices and account history. Then display name. From here you can enter that what is the name you want to display in your customer zone. If you enter this name, that name will display in the customer zone. Okay, I'll repeat it again. You can send your invoices, quotations, sales orders, receipts to the directly email to the customer. With that email you can send a link to the customer. By clicking that link, customer can log into that customer zone and they can view their invoices, quotations, sales orders, receipts, and account transactions. To enable that accounting customer zone, you need to tick here, and there are two options. First one, invoices and quotes only. If you tick this option, customer can view only invoices and quotations. And if you select second option, invoices and account history, the customer can view invoices, quotations, receipts, and account transactions. Okay, then display name. If you type any name here, that name will display in the customer zone. Right. Okay, after change these settings, you can save. There's a question, industry codes not shown in my window. Others, how about others? Actually, it's not required. Sometimes it's not relevant to Sri Lanka. Ms. Nilmini, it's in your screen. Can you view that industry code?
Please wait, Mr. Chandra.
Okay. How about others? You can view industry code screen.
Mr. Shanna, I also cannot see that.
Okay, we will check that one. And okay, next we will move to, we will check and let you know.
Okay.
Okay, right. Okay, then next we will move to general settings. First, financial years. Now from here you can enter, you can create your financial years. Now first, in financial year start date, you can start, you can enter that financial year start date, and in financial year end date you can enter financial year end date. Okay, sometimes actually most companies use April to March, 1st of April to 31st of March. Some companies may use the 1st of January to 31st December. According to your company requirement, you can create your financial year from here. Okay, you can select the end date, start date and end date. And you can add any number of financial years from by clicking this add, by clicking this plus mark. Okay, and if your financial year start from 1st of April, you can select that into that 1st of April date and financial year. Then if your company financial year date is March 31st, you can select into that 31st March of and financial year. And I'll explain, there are two situations. First one, you may implement the system for all company, or you may implement the system for new company. If you are implementing the system for new company, you can directly, now for an example, if you are implementing new system, we can enter financial year as 1st April 2020, we can enter here, and financial year end date as 31st March 2021. Okay, if you are implementing the system for new company and your financial year is April to March, you can enter here financial year start date as 1st April 2020 and financial year end date as 31st March 2021. Then if you are implementing the system for all company, then there may be some opening balances such as customer outstanding, supplier outstanding, those things also available. In that case, for an example, you are implementing the system this year, and sometimes your customers has outstanding from 2017 and 2018, like that. There may be some old outstanding invoices. In that case, if you want to maintain those outstanding period from actual date, you need to create financial year from that oldest outstanding invoice date. For an example, if if your customer has outstanding in 2017, in that case you need to create financial year from here, 2017 April, and you need to continue that year frequently, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21 you need to create because you have very old outstanding invoices. And you can enter here 2017 1st of April, then you can add another year from here, and you can enter the next year. Likewise, you can change that date, and you can enter, you can add financial years. Okay, then I'll talk a little bit about the practical situation. In some system, you need after the financial year, there may be some year-end processes. You need to take backups, and you need to close that financial year. But in Sage Business Cloud Accounting, there's no such year-end processes. After your financial year ends and next day you log into the system will ask, do you want to create a new financial year? When that message pop-ups, you can click OK and you can create new financial year. Or else you can manually create financial year by clicking this plus mark. Okay, like this you can create financial years, and you can tick to current financial year. So now we are in 2021 financial year, therefore you need to tick current financial year. Then lockdown date. Now if you tick set a lockdown date, and if you select a date prior to that period, you cannot enter, your users cannot enter any transaction prior to this date. Okay, setting a lockdown date means that no transaction can be processed or edited with a date up to and including this date. Okay, now for control purpose, you can set a lockdown date, then your users cannot enter or edit any transaction prior to this date. Okay, especially after completing financial audits, you can set a lockdown date, and prior to this date your users cannot enter any transaction or edit any transaction. Okay, after create financial years, you can save, and now you can take few minutes and you can create a few financial years, and you can set a lockdown date.
Excuse me, Mr. Channa. We cannot hear you.
Okay, sorry. Now, normally in Sri Lanka, most companies use January, April to March financial year, and some companies or some countries may use January to December, and some countries use October to September. And according to your company requirement, you can set up your financial year. Okay. Next, we will move to rounding. From here, you can round up, round down, normal rounding your company transaction amount. You can select round up, from here you can select and type that rounding to nearest. Okay, then your values will be round according to this setup. Okay, if you don't want to rounding up or round down, you can select no rounding, then actual figures will display in the transactions. Then we will move to regional settings. From here, you can enter your quantity decimal places, rupee values, and hourly decimal places, currency symbol, and date format. I'll show you an example. Now, first one is quantity decimal places. Now here quantity decimal places is 2. Now from here you can view there are 2 decimal places available for quantity, and you can set these changes from these quantity decimal places. Now for an example, if you are using you are selling, or you are in a trading industry, and you are selling in kilos, you might need to use that 3 decimal places. For an example, that kilo has 3 decimal places for grams. In that case, you can enter 3 here, then system will display 3 decimal places here. And if you are in service industry, sometimes they may not use decimal places. In that case, you can set quantity decimal places as 0, then there's no decimal places for quantity. Then value decimal places. If you enter here 2, then that transaction line, there are 2 decimal places, and if you want to increase or decrease decimal places, you can set up from here. And if you don't want to show cents in these transactions, you can set value decimal places as 0, then it will display only this rupee value only, without if you don't want to show this cents value, you can set value decimal places to 0, then you can view only rupee value only, and that rounding will be happen according to this rounding settings. Next one is hours decimal places. Now there's another option, time tracking. This time tracking module mostly used for security companies and service industry companies. From here you can enter your timesheet, your workers timesheet. For an example, if you are in a security industry, you can enter your security officers working times. From here you can enter. Then from these settings you can set that now here this timesheet you can enter hours and minutes also. Now from these settings you can set if you want to show minutes you can enter 2 decimal places, and if you want to show only hours you can make this as 0. Then here timesheet it will only show hours only. Okay, like this you can set decimal places from this regional settings. Then next one is currency symbol. Now sometimes your company may use rupees or RS, or sometimes you may use LKR. From here you can set whether you want LKR or RS, and if you set LKR you can view your transaction as LKR. If you enter rupees or RS here, system will display RS here. Okay, and there are 3 date formats, DD, MM, YYY. Here, if you want to display date first, month second, year last, you can select this option. Or second option is year first, month second, last date. Then third option, month first, date second, and year last. According to your company requirement, you can select that date format. And also please when you are enter this currency symbol, please enter only that letters. Don't make enter any spaces or dots here. Sometimes there may be system errors will occur. Therefore please enter letters only, that LKR or rupees RS only. Don't enter spaces or full stop here. Okay, when you are implementing the system, please enter only letters here. Now you can enter your regional settings. Okay, next we will move to customer and supplier settings. First option is warn when duplicate customers or customer reference used on customer invoices. That means when you are entering customer invoices, you can enter customer invoice reference number here. Okay, now first option is warn when duplicate customer reference used on customer invoices. Then if you tick on this option, system will pop up and message you are entering duplicate customer reference. Now you can enter customer reference here, and if you are entering same customer reference for another transaction, system will think this is a mistake. So by mistake, and you are entering same reference number, therefore system will pop up and message you are entering duplicate customer reference number. Now sometimes your company or your customers may send same customer reference number. In that case, you can untick this option, then system will not pop up any message. So if your customer sends same reference number for different invoices, you can untick this option. Or if you want to get an alert, if you are by mistake entering same customer reference, you can tick this option, then system will pop up a message. Okay, you are entering a duplicate customer reference number. Then second one is warn when duplicate supplier invoice number used on supplier invoices. Now you can enter supplier invoices from here. And you can enter supplier invoice number here. Now if you are by mistake, or now normally particular customer will not issue same invoice number twice. Therefore now if you are entering same supplier invoice number, system will think it's a mistake, so therefore system will pop up a message. So if you don't want to pop up message, you can untick this option. Or if you want to get an alert, you are entering same, or you are entering duplicate supplier invoice number, you can tick this option. Okay. Third one is display inactive customers for selection when processing. Now sometimes after doing some transactions, sometimes you are not selling to particular customer. Sometimes they are not paying properly, or due to any other reasons, sometimes you are not, or you want to block customers for invoicing. In that case, you can inactive those customers. Okay, I'll show you now. This is A0101 customer. Now this customer, if you untick this option, active option, that customer will inactive. So this third one is display inactive customers for selection when processing. That means if you inactive any customer, and if you want to display that customer for when processing transactions, you can tick this option. Now for an example, normally if you are blocking any customer or inactive any customer, you don't want to process any transaction for that customer. In that case, you can untick this option. Or if you want to select, you want to display those inactive customers when processing transaction, you can tick this option. Okay, now for an example, this customer is inactive. We will go to tax invoice, and we will enter some invoices for that customer. Now here that customer is not shown. Okay, that A0101 customer not shown because we have unticked this option. display inactive customers for selection when processing. We inactive this customer, and that customer will not shown in this drop down menu because we have unticked this option. Okay, then next one is display inactive suppliers for selection when processing. Same thing. You can inactive some suppliers. For an example, that sometimes you are purchasing some supplier, but later you identified that supplier's prices is high. So in that case, you decided to not to purchase from supplier, and you inactive that supplier. Okay, that from this fourth option, you can inactive. You can set that those display inactive suppliers for selection when processing. If you untick this option, those inactive suppliers not shown for supplier transactions such as supplier invoices, supplier purchase orders. Those transactions you cannot select those suppliers. And if you tick this option, you can view when you are processing transaction for that suppliers. Now I'll inactive this supplier AA. Now that A space A supplier will not display. Okay, like that. You can, if you want to block that displaying when processing transaction, you can untick here. Then next one is display inactive customers for selection on reports. Now sometimes you may inactive some customers, but you want to display those customers transactions in reports. Okay, when you are generating reports, now here I'll show you. Now this A0101 customer inactive. If it is active customer, you can see a tick here. This customer is inactive, therefore no tick here. And now this option is display inactive customers for selection on reports. Now when you click on this drop down menu, you can see that this inactive customer, you can see. Now this option display inactive customers for selection on reports. If you tick this option, inactive customers also you can view in the reports, and if you don't want to display, you can untick this option. If it is unticked, inactive customers will not display in the reports. Then next one is display inactive suppliers for selection on report. Same thing. It apply for suppliers. Now you can inactive any supplier. Now A is inactive. And if now here you can see this AA supplier available, but when you are doing transaction, that supplier will not display in the drop down menu. So those things you can set from here. If you want to block any customer and not allowed to process transaction, you can set from here. Okay, next one is use inclusive processing on customer supply document by default. Now this is if you enter any transaction. Now here you can view here exclusive amount, that is without tax amount, and if you want to enter your transactions inclusive amount, that means with tax amount, you can tick this option, then system will display inclusive amounts. Okay, I'll show you. Now here exclusive, I'll refresh the screen. Now you can see this is exclusive price changed to inclusive price. If you untick this option, again it will change to exclusive price. Now for an example, you are maintaining your prices in exclusive, and if you want the system to calculate that tax, you can use this exclusive price. Or if your pricing has done inclusive amounts, you can select inclusive method. Okay, and also sometimes now for an example, that VAT rate also may be changed time to time. So in that case, if you are set your prices, you can enter your price list from here. We will discuss that part. And if you set your prices in exclusive amount, even though your tax rate change, the system will calculate the correct pricing. Okay, now for an example, if you are entered inclusive prices, if the tax rate change, you need to change that selling prices. Therefore it's better if you can maintain exclusive prices, then even though your tax rate change, you don't want to change that exclusive prices. Okay, or even that when you are processing the transaction time also, you can change that inclusive or exclusive by ticking and unticking here. Okay, now you can see inclusive price. If you untick this option, you can view as exclusive price. Okay, if you use exclusive price, system will display without tax amount, and if you tick inclusive amount, system will display with tax amount. And also if you change any setup here, you need to save this, and after that only it will apply for this transaction or that report. Okay, if you change this, you need to save, and you go to next screen and you need to refresh, then only it will apply for the transaction. Okay, next one, use account as default document line type selection. Okay, are you clear that customer up now? Are you okay? Any comments? Speed is okay? Okay, if you have any questions, you can message from this chat box. Okay, and also that if I explain now, most accounting softwares are very similar in structure and processes, and if you study any accounting software properly, you can work in any accounting software. Actually, mostly more than 60-70% structure and process are very similar. So if you study properly in one software, you can work in any software. Okay, therefore if you have any doubts, please ask and clear your doubts. Actually, since this is online course, we cannot properly get your feedback. Therefore, if you have any questions or if you need any more clarifications, please message or you can ask. Okay, last one is use account as default document line selection. Now when you are processing, when you are entering customer invoice or supplier invoices, you can here type as item. Now many companies or if you are selling, you are in trading business, you can, if you type is there, you can select that inventory items, and if you tick on this option, use account as default document line type selection, you can select that GL accounts. Now for an example, if you are in accounting services, you can directly enter your income into that GL account, sales account. Okay, and if you are in trading business, you can select, you can set type as item, then you can view inventory items from here. Then from here, use account as default document line type selection. If you tick off this option, you can view type as this type as item, and if you untick this option, you can see type as item. If you tick this option, account will display here. We will save and see.